Thanks for watching Bear Tea Studios. My name is Stephanie, and this traumatizing photo used to be my kitchen. I apologize for not having any video of the before, but honestly, I'm going to walk you through it real quick and you're going to understand, I think. Up top, we have a really gross fluorescent light, which looks like there has been or will be a murder-suicide in this kitchen. On the back wall, we have realtor yellow walls because I think they all secretly hate us. To the left, we have some not so lovely particle board and vinyl covered cupboards. The left side of the room is also starring a big bulky vent/microwave. There's builder grade wire shelving in the back pantry. I unfortunately chose these curtains, but you know, I had to do something. I tried my best, guys. Finally, over to the right, you can't really see it, but there is a stainless steel sink that doesn't look like it goes with anything at all. The very first thing I did in this kitchen was remove the bifold pantry doors and add this floral curtain. After that, I removed the vinyl from the bottom cabinets and painted them. This small galley kitchen has had 4 completely different looks, and I'm going to take you through each one of them. At the beginning, I didn't have that much money or time, and I didn't have that much skill or practice in DIY, so the changes were minimal, and I progressed from there. I'll be real honest, this color was not me at all. It actually kind of ended up looking like what I think a 90s movie would have portrayed a gypsy's van to look like. Not a compliment, but you know, it matched the curtains, so points for that. I added porcelain knobs, and that pretty much cinched the 90s van vibe. And moving right along to iteration number 2 of my kitchen, I actually upgraded to a van in like 2010s. I did that by changing curtains from floral to these lacy ones. I painted the bottom cabinets beige, added new knobs, little gold ones from Amazon. I painted the walls white, which made a huge difference. I also added some subway tile that you can barely see, and it didn't really make sense, so just ignore it. They were peel and stick, of course, so they came right off. I also installed a matte black faucet and bought a couple of new bar stools, and I added a couple baskets under the wire shelving in the pantry. In kitchen iteration number 3, I got a little bit more serious. I think I had watched just enough DIY videos online to get brave enough to actually take down my top cupboards. Not brave enough to take down the microwave yet though, sorry. I installed my own shelves with brackets and wood, and I took down the fluorescent light. Don't ask me what was going on above the microwave. Basically, I went from boho van to surf shack. This is all part of the process though, guys. You gotta learn, you gotta try stuff, you gotta fail, you gotta try again. And yes, I do find that good vibes only sign extremely cringy, thanks for asking. This is the other side of the wall, and then I added a chandelier because why not? During this time, I also covered the wire shelving with wood and added several more baskets for storage and decor. This is the start of iteration number 4, and the design will finally get interesting, I promise. I mixed my own color gray-green, which I call over the garden wall. I built this, what do we call it, microwave cover? I added a boot ton of shiplap on both sides of the wall. I did not bother to fill any holes because obviously I'm covering it. That is a problem for future Stephanie. Microwave cover doesn't sound right. It's a countertop shelf. So I painted everything green. Look how cute that is. I know that I don't have a lot of options with this specific granite, but this was a good one. I ordered these super expensive unlacquered brass shelf brackets, and then I added this long piece of wood, which I will stain, don't worry. I also built this fridge surround over here, added some molding, and obviously this boho pantry had to go with the boho decor, so I started building a butler's pantry out of every piece of scrap wood I had in my possession, which was a lot because I was not good at building things and I had been over purchasing wood for the projects I was doing just because I didn't know any better, but it's okay because I used it all up here. This is the pantry before, top to bottom. And this is what the butler's pantry looked like when I first started building it. Zoomed out, I added 2 shelves, and then I stained the shelves and painted the bottom cabinet to match the rest of the kitchen. Sorry these shots are super weird, by the way. This video was converted from old Instagram videos because that's all I had. I obviously can't go back and record it because it doesn't look like this anymore. I did not add a back because I built it in place, and honestly it's all made out of scrap wood, so it would have been pretty hard. I added this molding and some fox pulls, which I absolutely adore. I added some shiplap to the back, and I think I was supposed to add wallpaper to the top, but I ended up not doing that. Moving on to the right side of the kitchen where the sink is, I used this little tool thingy. What is it called? I want to say oscillating saw. I'm going to go with oscillating saw. I use this to cut holes for my outlets, and just so you know, here's my rookie mistake. I did not know that outlet extenders were a thing that you were supposed to use when you were applying something like shiplap. So my outlet covers just sit inside the hole that I created there. It doesn't look great. Would not recommend, but you live, you learn. I did not glue these because, as you might have noticed, I've changed the kitchen 4 times already, and I didn't know how permanent this look was going to be, so I just used brat nails to attach it. I painted, added some molding and a peg rail, and this is what it looked like. And surprisingly, I actually left my kitchen like this for many, many years because I actually really liked it. I really like green. It was making me really happy. This is the final result of this fourth iteration. I added a large basket above the fridge. I have tons of baskets in storage in this little butler's pantry, including dry foods and cleaning supplies. You're about to see some really embarrassing stuff. See those holes? Yeah, they're still there. I had a real issue with filling holes for some reason. I was scared of it. I didn't know how to do it. I just didn't do it. So those holes are still there because, it comes a point where if you empty everything out, it's just too much. So this is a new sink I bought because that stainless steel sink was awful. So once we had a little bit more money, this was the first probably big purchase besides the chandelier for this kitchen. And of course this faucet, because you can't have a sad faucet with a lovely sink, right? This is what it looked like installed while the caulking was still drying. And why would it come with a silver thing? I'm still upset about that. Anyways, years later, the green started feeling a little grandma chic to me. So I started by painting all the countertop builds and the bottom cabinets black. As I did more spaces in the rest of my house, the kitchen started to feel like it didn't fit in. So painting it black and white was my solution. Repainting, though, actually allowed me to update a few things that I had done wrong previously since I had more skills by the time I did this. There's a little bracket at the very end of the shelf that I actually was able to remove entirely. I took down this shelf and I sanded it completely so that I could have some warmth from some wood showing instead of having everything painted the same color. I left the brackets and just taped over them, and then I started painting. Definitely use primer. I did not. I had to paint 4 coats. It was ridiculous, just all day painting. Another thing, I should have known, but I didn't. So, The color paint is the same color as my living room. It's snowbound. As you can see in front of the pantry, it is not as bright white. It's actually called aesthetic white, and it's got a gray undertone, which was actually making this kitchen look a lot grayer than it does now that it's covered in snowbound. I also changed the pantry light because the other one was just hanging in the way and I couldn't put stuff on the top shelf. It was super annoying. I now think I want to shiplap all the way back up this pantry wall and paint the pantry black besides the shelves. I think that'll be really cute, but that's for the future. This is what the kitchen was looking like with the white shiplap and the black under cabinets. I had lived with holes in shiplap for way too long, so I replaced those. Then I added more shiplap to the top of the right side of the kitchen because it was just empty above the peg rail before. I sampled different stains for the shelf and ended up going with walnut with a whitewash over it, the first one I believe, and this is what it ended up looking like. I really love my neutrals and I love natural materials. I love the brown, white, and black and how they play together. It's just such a classic look. And without further ado, the finished result. This 5x7 ornate gold picture frame is the newest thing to my kitchen and I love it. I feel like it makes it look like a little dollhouse. I wanted to make this video to show how styles evolve. I would assume it's very rare for someone to start with one style and maintain that style or taste their entire lives. I think I've grown into a more traditional, maybe more romantic, a little bit whimsical style. And it feels comfortable. It feels a lot more me. And actually, I realized that if you can't figure out what your style is, definitely take a look at the clothes you like to wear. I like girly additions like ruffles or buttons that don't do anything, that are just there for decoration. But my style is also very traditional and I love my neutrals. I don't recommend putting a chandelier in a kitchen, by the way, especially a kitchen with no fan, but it's beautiful, so shh. In the future, I would like to make this pantry opening an arch just because I plan to leave it open, and I think that would add some beauty to it. This pantry is definitely a testament to what you can do with a small space. Baskets are your best friend. So are peg rails and open shelving. We use every single one of the dishes on this shelf like every day because these are the only dishes we have, and that's why. I would like to replace those bar stools, but they're just fine for now. I also want to carry the shiplap up to the ceiling because it looks unfinished. Honestly, it is unfinished because, again, I was scared of sanding and making a mess and filling holes and whatnot, but you know, I've grown. I'm less silly now, so I can do it. This cutting board gets used, those measuring cups get used, the colander gets used. And I'm saying all this because I know people get real concerned about dust accumulating, but honestly, when you live in a small space, your decor and your functional items have to be the same thing. Does it not just look like a little doll's house now? It does. I think I'll be keeping this change for a while, but don't quote me on that. Okay, I'll admit, we don't use the knife rack below the bunny. We use a towel, but not those knives. They're just kind of like, that's a bottle opener. It's like a hunting knife. Like we don't use those. They're just for decoration. Don't judge me. Would you look at this guy on the pantry counter? I'm new to kittens, and he's on everything. He touches everything. He's on everything. I love his tiny little face. I hope this video has been helpful to you on what to do as much as what not to do. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want more content like this. I have so many of these videos that I just haven't reworked from when I posted them on Instagram. So let me know if you enjoy this and what you do and do not enjoy, so next time the video can be more to your liking. That would really help me out a lot. So would a like and a subscribe. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. There's only so much I can show you in a galley kitchen, so you know, whenever you want, you can stop. No, stay until the end of the video, but then, you know, it's a galley kitchen, guys. It looks good, though. It looks good for a galley kitchen. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments, even if you hate it. Honestly, I mean, you won't, because you just have poor taste, if that's the case. But if you do, or if you don't, let me know.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby,